Our Monday morning video on a Sunday night. Thanks for checking in, everybody. So this week I got a request. A Bob Dylan request. So I'm gonna do Tangled Up in Blue for Jan. Well, early one morning the sun was shining. I was laying in bed. I wondered if she'd changed at all, if her hair was still red. Her folks said her life together sure was gonna be rough. They never did like her mama's homemade dress, and daddy's bank book wasn't big enough. And I was standing on the side of the road, rain falling on my shoes, heading out for the old East Coast. Lord knows I paid some dues getting through. Tangled up in blue. Well, she was married when we first met, and soon to be divorced. I helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. We drove that car as far as we could, and we abandoned it out west. Split up on the docks at night, both agreeing that it was best. She turned around to look at me, and I was walking away. I heard her say over my shoulder, we'd meet again someday on the avenue. Tangled up in blue. Well, I had a job in the great North Woods, working as a cook for a spell. I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. So I drifted down to New Orleans, where I happened to be employed, working for a while on a fishing boat right outside Delacroix. But all the while I was alone, the past was close behind. I seen a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue. Well, she was working at a topless place, and I stopped in for a beer. I just kept looking at the side of her face in the spotlight so clear. And later, as the crowd thinned out, I was about to do the same. She was standing there at the back of my chair. She said, "Don't you know my name?" And I muttered something beneath my breath, and she studied the lines on my face. She never admitted she felt a little uneasy when she tied the laces on my shoes. Tangled up in blue. Well, she lit the butter on the stove and offered me a pipe. I thought you'd never say hello, you look like the silent type. Then she opened up a book of poems and handed it to me, written by an Italian poet from the 13th century. And every one of those words rang true, and it glowed like burning coal, pouring off of every page like it was written in my soul from me to you. Tangled up in blue. Well, I lived with them on Montague Street in a basement down the stairs. There was music in the cafes at night, and revolution was in the air. And he started into dealing with slaves, and something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned and froze up inside. And when the bottom finally fell out, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was keep on keeping on like a bird that flew, tangled up in blue. So now I'm going back again, got to get to her somehow. All the people we used to know, they're an illusion to me now. Some are mathematicians, some are carpenters' wives. I don't know how it all got started, I don't know what they do with their lives. But me, I'm still on the road, headed for another joint. We always did feel the same, we just saw it from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue. Have a good day, everybody.